Well, President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver his fifth State of the Nation address this evening, and this comes at a time when the country is battling corruption, including COVID-19, as well as economic impacts.
The question is, what is it that Ramaphosa needs to say to inspire confidence? To answer this, we're joined by Professor Zwelinzima Ndevu, Director of the School of Public Leadership at Stellenbosch University. A very good morning to you. So what does he need to say? What can he say with true honesty that he'll be able to deliver?
Good morning to you, Tumil, and good morning to your listeners. I think the President is really having a very, very challenging task today to convince a nation that is struggling, challenged by issues of health, COVID-19 issues, and also issues of economic recovery. So what we expect from a president is to really present a clear plan on what they are going to do as government to help the economy to grow or recover, and also people are expecting really his leadership in terms of how the country will deal with corruption. We have seen what we really did not expect for state apparatus, instead of dealing with corruption, to call press conferences where they talk about the number of cases. So what South Africans want to see is people going to jail or something being done, expedition of these cases of corruption. So that's what we expect in a nutshell.
Right. Professor Ndevu, the President has in the past been criticized for being too idealistic, too aspirational, and often not answering the how. How are we getting there? Where's the clear, sort of map in terms of getting to where you would like to lead this country? Will it be the same song this year, or can he not afford to not give South Africa a clear direction of a recovery plan of all the above you mentioned, whether it's an economic recovery plan or how to get out of, this pandemic successfully?
Unfortunately, the president doesn't have the luxury of dreaming in this particular state of the nation. We're a country in distress, so we expect a detailed plan on how the economy is going to be steered to clearer waters. So we expect the president to give us a detailed plan on the economic recovery, what interventions would government make to make sure that there are job creations in the country, small and medium businesses do not close, they survive. So we expect concrete plans. We expect the president to tell us as to what are programs that are going to be put in place to do that. We do not expect the president to tell us about his dreams. In the health sector, we are contemplating, or we are predicting that there might be a third wave, and we expect the president to then say, how do we going to make sure that our health system is ready for the third wave? How do we going to make sure that we deal with this quagmire of the vaccine? So we expect detailed plans from the president and not another dreaming session.
Okay, but as we've seen, they are nothing more than dreams. We've seen a lot of broken promises. Even his alliance partners have had enough. They want to see some sort of action. Can he ever, though, deliver if he's got this factional battle happening underway?
I am hoping that you would come out of the shell. I am hoping that we would see the real Cyril Ramaphosa today, where he would get an opportunity to say, leave the baggage of the past, leave what is happening within his organization, which are factional battles, but to say, as Ramaphosa who's leading this government, these are my plans that I intend to implement within the next 12 to 24 months. So he has no luxury to give us dreams and plans, elaborate plans that have not worked in the past. We know that in the past he promised us these nice cities, these speed trains and all of those things that have not materialized. I'm hoping that he would have realized that it would need to take little steps but concrete plans going forward on what he wants to achieve.
Absolutely.
That's what one expects from the president.
Right, Prof. I want to take a look at some of, the areas with which the president, I suppose most South Africans are looking to, or they're expecting him to address. When you look at the issues around GBV, most South Africans feel disappointed by the president for not following through on some of, the promises to ensure that GBV is basically alleviated and stopped in the country. We're looking at SMMEs as well, whereby small businesses are quite disappointed with the social relief grant, or rather the COVID relief grant that was meant to assist them. How do you think he can recover on sort of those broken promises before even tabling a recovery plan for the future?
I think with the issue of crime in general, especially GBV, as you have indicated, with lockdown, that has increased. And the president would have to come with social cohesion plans that would say how the police system will deal with issues of that nature. How do we make sure that the police system is user-friendly for people that are affected directly and indirectly by this, women and children? So the president would have to really take us through steps that they would put in place. In some cases, that has been reduced by the fact that there were stringent projects that were put in place. How do we sustain that going forward? With the intervention with SMMEs, what one would like to really hear from the president is to tell us what interventions, sustainable interventions, would be put in place. We know that there were stopgap grants that were given to SMMEs, but that has not really been sustainable. How do we make sure that we put interventions that are sustainable for these SMMEs so that they can continue creating employment, which is part of poverty alleviation program that the president has in place. So we want to see that, and we want to see tangible plans. We want to see interventions that are going to be made by government. For example, the procurement of government services be more focused on these SMMEs. That's what we want to see. We want to see the president talking about tackling corruption, making sure that the turnaround in dealing with corruption cases in the public sector is shortened, dealing with PPEs, procurement process, that must be shortened and be dealt with immediately. So that's what we want to see from the president.
All right, thank you, Professor Ndevu, very much for that.